Remember, 27 years, the Shooting Stars, they were away from the continent. And it was a friendly game between Le Bleu of France and the Elephants of Côte d'Ivoire, as both sides are prepared for the FIFA World Cup, a tune-up friendly game that went down last night. So, well, today's program, as I tell you, well, you've been building up to this. And, of course, enough of whetting your appetite, and let us bite into the main stuff. My name is Toby Ajola, and I'm sure a wonderful pleasure to have our viewers join us across the world. We are live on StarTimes and on GoTV, also on Niger TV. You can watch us anywhere across the world, and of course, always a pleasure to have you join us. Well, you know what they say when your net catches a big fish, and yes, I have a big fish figuratively in the studio with me this afternoon when he was appointed as the chairman of the Shooting Stars Sport Club of Ibadan. A whole lot of football fans were wondering what is to be regarding the fate of the Shooting Stars, talking about bringing them back to their glory days. And yes, one season in the helms of the Oliole Warriors is back to let us into how it went. I'm talking about Chief Lekon Salam, the chairman of the Shooting Stars Sport Club of Ibadan, joins me right here on BCOS. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Toby.
Yes, sir.
Nice to be here.
Yes, thank you very much. You were here some weeks to the commencement of the just concluded NPFL season, and what a whole lot of football fans for Shooting Stars, home and abroad, what they wanted. Under your chairmanship, the club finally had it. And I will say congratulations to you, to the management team, the board, and even to the players who had to sweat it out, even bleeding it out to ensure that our fans of the club are happy. I will say congratulations to you once again, sir.
Thank you so much.
Well, I know you have a whole lot to say,
Okay.
and our viewers at home too are also itching to hear from you. Let me first ask you, sir, how do you feel after one season in the MPFL? It was a ground that you might be familiar with, maybe as an outsider, but you were in the saddle for one full season. How was it for the duration of this concluded MPFL season as chairman of Shooting Stars?
How do I feel? I feel exactly the same way you feel, the same way every fan feels, the same way the governor feels. You know, all lovers and supporters of Shooting Stars. We're elated, you know, we're excited, we're happy, we're thankful, we're grateful to be able to at least, to some people, achieve the, you know, unthinkable. We've been able to do that within maybe 10 months of being at the club. Of course, it's a club that's very known to me and is dear to my heart. So I had to literally go the extra mile, you know, to make sure that we achieve our set targets, which was to qualify for the continent this year if we don't end up winning the league. We're just so happy, we're joyful. The only maybe downside for now, I would say, is the fact that we can't really celebrate because of the mournful kind of atmosphere that's, you know, bedeviled our state as a result of the children and their teachers that are abducted, you know, and they've been in captivity now for 3 weeks. You know, we can only imagine what they're going through and what we all as a state, you know, as citizens and humanity, you know, is going through. So we pray for their safe return, their release, so that they can be reunited with their families, and then we can all move on, you know, as a state, as a people. So that's the reason why, you know, we have to just, at least for now, limit our celebration somewhat. But we're very excited, we're thankful, we're looking forward to what the future holds for Shooting Stars.
Yeah, of course, and talking about the future. Now let us take a look at the past 10 months.
Okay.
There was a whole lot of turns in that saga of the just concluded season, and Can you walk us through some of the turning points in the season? Remember the first game at home was against now relegated Bayelsa United, a loss. How did you feel that day, and how did the season look like for you, talking about the turning points?
Well, that game was like, being, it's like baptism of fire, and it was the very first game. We had a new coach, new technical crew, assistant coaches, new players. So we needed to integrate everybody. We had a new management. So it wasn't easy, losing our first match, because we put so much effort into at least, have a winning start, so to speak. But it didn't happen that way. We kept believing in our ability and our capacity. We played the first 4 matches. We only got 2 points. We were bottom of the league at that point after 4 matches. But we kept believing in our ability and what we're doing and what we're putting together. We then went on a run of 5 or 6 unbeaten matches. And then we started coming up, the league. The league is very tough, I must say. It's extremely tough. Very thin line between, victory and a loss, either home or away. So we just kept pushing, and we kept doing the things that we believe would get us there. We never lost focus as to what we want to achieve. Even if we lost a match, we believe that the next match we would have learned our mistakes and then we'll improve on it. And then we just kept going, and we thank God that we were able to at least achieve our set target for the season.
And talking about achieving the set target for the season, it wouldn't have happened if there wasn't a strong synergy between the management, the club management, and even the technical crew as led by Coach Nuruddin Aweroro. How instrumental would you say the support has been for Coach Nuruddin Aweroro? Because one of the first major decisions the board under your chairmanship took was to appoint Nuruddin Aweroro from Ikorodu City. A whole lot of folks thought this was an individual that might crumble under the pressure of a big club like Shooting Stars compared to Ikorodu City, where it was coming from. But at some point, how was the club able to manage that expectations from the fans and even give him the necessary support for the entirety of the season?
Well, Nuruddin Aweroro, came in with good statistics, at least from what he did last season at Ikorodu City. They were the highest scoring team. They scored 61 goals. They came fourth, narrowly missing out on Champions qualification for the CAF Confederation Cup. So he came in with good stats. But as you said, Ibadan Shooting Stars as an entity will swallow you. It will actually swallow you, because the pressure is just too much here. It's extremely a lot compared to wherever you're coming from. There's no bigger club in this country than Shooting Stars. So initially, maybe the pressure also got to him. It got to all of us, right? But with time, we were able to make him understand that he has a good support system. The structure we had built with the sporting director, myself, the CEO, all the assistant coaches, we supported each other and we worked as a team. If we were not doing well, it was all of us that was not doing well. And then if we do, if we win, all of us, we win together. So the support system, I think, actually helped him. We were there for each other. So that was very important throughout the season, through the highs and the lows, yeah.
And right now for the club, now back on the continent after 27 years, right now, how have you been able to psyche the mind of the players, especially because I'm sure most of them, of course, might not have experienced what it feels like to have shooting stars having that rocking atmosphere that we saw at the National Stadium in Lagos at that 1976.
Quite a number were not even born then.
Exactly, exactly. And how has it been for them, knowing that, yes, this is something that the club has been laboring for, this is something the government, even the governor, has been particular about?
You can imagine how they feel. You know, being part of history, we've been able to leave a legacy. Even if you move on to somewhere else, at least that legacy that you've left as a player, as a coach, you know, even myself, can never be erased. So they were all extremely happy, elated, that at least finally the jinx has been broken, and you know, they were part of the team that actually broke the jinx. And the good thing that I saw, it wasn't even just maybe the first 11 or the first 20 squad, it was everybody, even the reserve players. You know, it was a collective effort. And they still are extremely grateful, they are thankful, and they're happy that at least, finally, they've made history. And Ibadan will not forget them. Shooting Stars will not forget them in a hurry.
Yes, I'm talking about not forgetting them. We saw how the pure joy, even at some point, how they were huddling around you and even throwing you up in the air.
Yeah,
we saw that video on social media. But right now, let us not even now talk about the club, because you know what they say about the reward for hard work is more work.
Yeah.
Now, what plans exactly? That's the video we're talking about. And now, what plans do we have regarding strengthening the squad in terms of preseason? We know the team lost out in the round of 16 of the President Federation's Cup to Kada Warriors. But what plans do we have? Are we going to see the same core of the team, or we're going to have reinforcements? Because with all due respect, sometimes you need proper players that have the continental experience to prosecute the rigors of African football.
Well, without a doubt, you know, at this stage of the season, you know, when the season ends, and it's not particular to just Shooting Stars, all clubs, you know, they face that challenge, which is that quite a number of players, you know, will want to be on the move. Maybe they're looking for deals all over Africa, you know, and maybe Eastern Europe. So unless you want to kid yourself, you would assume that everybody will still be part of your squad. It doesn't happen that way. You know, 1 or 2 or 3 will definitely move on to, you know, other climes. But we're hoping that the majority, of course, the nucleus, you know, we would keep them. They will still be with us. And in addition, you know, we're going to add an injection of new players, because, you know, qualifying for the continent also helps, because players, you know, other players in the league that are good, they want to come and play for Shooting Stars. They've heard about our welfare package, you know, our support system, our team, and what we do, our plans, our future, our vision. And some of them, you know, they want to be part of that. So they will be coming. We're going to, of course, recruit. We're going to have trials even for new players, besides experienced players in the league. So I believe we will put up a formidable effort. We know we have a bit of time now compared to what we had the last time. I think we had just 3 weeks to put up a team when I was appointed before the league starts. So this time around, we have a little bit more time, so we can actually get it right and I think we'll put up a formidable team this year.
And I'm sure a whole lot of people will be monitoring from close quarters. We, the members of the press, and even as fans also too, they'll be monitoring with keen eyes what will happen right there from the camp of the Shooting Stars. Now, let's also talk still with the club and regarding infrastructure. The Lekon Salami Sports Complex is the home ground of the Shooting Stars.
Absolutely.
Within the last 2 seasons, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has only deemed it fit to say the Nest of Champions in Akwa Ibom, that's the Godswill Akpabio Stadium, as the only venue to host continental or international games. What are we going to do? We saw that 1976 final. Incidentally, to that final was played in Lagos. But right now, what are we even going to do to make sure at least the stadium, that's the Lagos Salami Sports Complex, will be ready to at least host the preliminary games of the CAF Confederations Cup, which the club has qualified for?
His Excellency upgraded and renovated the stadium.
Yes.
It was one of his mandates when he came in. He was able to do that at huge costs, okay? With the belief that continental football will happen at the stadium. That's what he wants, all right? Now that we've qualified, okay, we as Shooting Stars, of course, are going to do everything within our powers to ensure that our CAF Confederation Cup matches are played at the Lagos Salami Stadium. We've taken certain steps this week to ensure that that happens. We've taken pitch experts to go and assess the grass. You know, CAF has a huge checklist for you to be able to be certified CAF ready as a stadium. You know, you got to have certain number of showers. You know, you got to, your pitch panels, your scoreboard, your pitch itself, security, car parking space. There are lots of, requirements. In addition to the pitch, we are putting, in fact, we've already started to bring in somebody from NFF to come and do a pre-inspection of the stadium. I just concluded that conversation today. The gentleman will be coming in early next week, to come and assess us and assess the pitch and assess the stadium facilities prior to when CAF themselves will come. So the whole idea is for them to give us a report, a detailed report on what we need to put in place to ensure that whenever CAF now does come, that we will be, certified fit and ready for purpose. So we've already started. We're not waiting. We have already started working to ensure that, because our fans, they'll love to watch Shooting Stars at Ibadan for Confederation Cup matches, and we will do all within our powers to make sure that that happens.
Exactly. We can see that clip on the screen when that stadium was opened after the remodeling some few years ago by the executive governor of Oyo State, and still zeroing in on the club right now. And now maybe around August or September, we should be seeing the new season commencing. Now, what are the immediate and maybe long-term plans which you have highlighted for the club, which the fans should look forward to as the season draws very soon? Because in no time, the new MPFL season will commence.
I'm not too sure whether I should go into this, but I'll just give you a snippet of what we're doing or what we have plans for the future. Shooting Stars, we've just started. The journey has just started, okay? Qualified for CAF Confederation Cup. Came third in the league. Next year, we're planning and we're going to work hard to make sure we try and win the league, something we've not done in a very long time. In addition to that, there are many things that are in the horizon. Permanent hostel for the players, should we talk about that? Strengthening and developing the academy, which we've started, the under-19. Are we talking about a new kit partner with a foreign, kits manufacturers that going to kit us for this next new season. You know, they've never been to Africa, so they're partnering with Shooting Stars as the first club in the whole of Africa, you know, for them to kit. Are we talking about, we have collaborations where I'm just about to sign an agreement with a top club in Spain that we're going to collaborate, you know, they're collaborating with Shooting Stars for talent exchange. They'll be, you know, picking our players 4, 5, 6 every year. You know, that agreement I'm just about to consummate and sign it. There's so many things that it's in the horizon. The future is so bright. It's exciting for Shooting Stars. We're going to take Shooting Stars to the next level, so to speak. You know, development of growth. We've gotten 2 players now that have been called up into the Super Eagles. When was the last time, you know, we had that? It's been decades. So it's a sign of, you know, the positive results that's of the hard work that we've put in. But you know, our vision is very clear. You know, by this time next year, I know where we will be. I know where we want to be, and then we'll be working so hard to make sure that at least, you know, we achieve what we want to achieve, you know, as a club, so that we will continue to be something you can all be proud of. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much for that one. As we begin to round up right now, of course, you spoke about the support system, which is very important within the club, even outside of the club. I don't know what message do you have to Shooting Stars fans home and abroad as the new season starts in no time?
Well, the thing I have to say is that, you know, we want them to continue to support us, continue to pray for us, you know, key into our vision. We're going to, you know, roll out a Shooting Stars Foundation pretty soon to be able to develop, you know, talents at the grassroots and so many other things. We're going to seek for their support also, you know, in the building of the permanent hostel for players and coaches. So we need them to, you know, just align and partner, continue to partner with us. There are many strategic decisions that we're going to take, but we will take it together. You know, we want them to just walk this journey with us, and we can promise and we'll guarantee them that, you know, we will not let them down. You know, every time they think or look at Shooting Stars, they'll be proud to be associated with us. We are looking at possibly having a different kit for the Continental Championships. So that'll be different from our normal home kits and all that. So many of them can actually, to support the club, it's going to be sold at premium so that they can buy it and keep it as, you know, some form of a souvenir or a memento or whatever it is. But whatever they do, they should just know that they are doing it to support the club. We will continue to count on their support because we can't do it alone. You know, we need the fans as much as they also need us. So it's a partnership that works.
Yes, definitely a partnership that works, and we hope that partnership will continue to yield a whole lot of fruits. As you said, 1976, Nigeria's very first continental glory came through a club right here in the city of Ibadan, then known as the RICC Shooting Stars, now known as the Shooting Stars Sport Club of Ibadan. And yes, we've been in conversation with the chairman of the club, our chief, Lekon Salami. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation once again. And we hope next time when we call on you, you'd always grant us our audience.
Always, always. I'm at your disposal. So anytime you need me, you know I'll always be here.
Yes, thank you very much. And I'm sure the fan base home and abroad who have been following us will be in awe and, of course, imagining what is to come regarding the Shooting Stars Sport Club of Ibadan and what the season, the upcoming season would be bringing forth. Of course, CAF Champions League or the CAF Confederations Cup for the Shooting Stars is no mean feat. And, of course, a whole lot of us will be monitoring from close quarters what the Jericho House of the Oluyole Warriors will be serving to us right here. Well, we'll once again relive those moments from Lagos and even Yaoundé, talking about the 1976 African Cup, African Winners' Cup, now known as